Hello Airfix fans and welcome back to another episode of Flight Deck. My name's Nathan, I'll be your captain on this journey. Let's see what's coming up in this month's episode. This month, the brand new 24th scale Supermarine Spitfire Super Kit hit your modelling benches. So this month on Flight Deck is a Spitfire Special. We have a preview of our Spitfire designer interview coming out soon. I took a trip down to the factory where the Spitfire is being produced, and we spoke to some Spitfire pilots who told us their stories. A lot to get to this month, so let's get straight into it. I'm Nathan, we're Airfix, and this is Flight Deck. Coming to the channel sometime soon, we interviewed new 24th scale Spitfire designer Chris and researcher Luke about the new kit. Here's a sneak peek.
So the French scheme is probably my favourite just because of how different it is. You sort of expected to see greys, greens and browns, and you know, you do to a certain respect on this one, but you know, this bright yellow and sky and the tricolour French flag is quite something with the nose art as well. It's so different to the norm that yeah, that's probably why it's my favourite. It's just the standout factor. Yeah, so we tried to be a bit clever with the schemes and sort of allude to EM398 in the boxing by doing the lesser known guys of that aircraft, sort of knowing that we'd get a bit of why haven't you included Johnny Johnson's aircraft, and I think it was always sort of on the radar that we might just change our minds, and yeah, it just became a case of we were all getting asked so much, why don't you do it, why don't you do it, that we sort of thought, well, wouldn't it be good to include it but not really tell anyone until closer to the time. You know, and there was space on the decal sheet. That's another consideration. You know, when you've got a model as big as a 24th scale Spitfire, the letters, the roundels all start to add up, and there's only a certain size you can go to without, you know, it costing the earth. So it was a case of, can we fit it on this certain size of decal sheet, which luckily Jonathan, our decal designer, was able to do, just because it's tightly packed.
For a few of these like larger projects, even the 48 scale ones where we've got to add a lot of rivets, we've always trying different ways to handle that data and to do that. And for the Spitfire, I used sort of ways that I'd used before, but it became really tedious. And actually, so not so much something I used on that project, but because of that project, onto the next one, I thought I'd try something else, which I don't think we've announced yet, so I won't say. But it's just, I mean, maybe it's dull behind the scenes stuff, but things that CAD designers sometimes geek out about are these different ways you can arrange your file. So that's we tried something else between us as designers to handle that much data, and it seems to have worked. So, I mean, that's, I guess, something that I'm going to carry on, although it's probably not that interesting.
To know when we upload the full interview, make sure you're subscribed and click on the notification bell to know when it's uploaded. Earlier this month, before the Spitfire landed, I visited the factory where they're producing it. Here's an insight on how your boxes were packaged.
So we start off here with the box, and actually the box is very important because underneath you have the Airfix logo, and the Airfix logo goes on the bottom. So the first thing you have to do is fold the box the right way round. So that's the first most important job. Fold the box the right way round, get the Airfix logo where it should be, and then you get your stickers. So these are our high quality stickers from Italy, and you get this piece of card here. And you pull that one out, so let's take a new one. So you get your stickers, look at those lovely stickers, and they will go in the box, and they go at the bottom so they stay flat, and then you put your little bit of paper over the top to protect the top of it. The next thing that happens is you get your instructions here. Now we've already put these together, so you get your instructions, but after the first page you've got your leaflets here showing you what to do with your paint, and you've got the 3 different versions, as you can see there. So they all sit inside the first page. So when the customer opens it, he's not going to go, where are they? they're there, they're ready for him, and that will sit on top of the stickers, again protecting the stickers, keeps them nice and flat. And as we come along, we've got this carpet on here, and the carpet is to protect the box, because we even want the box to turn up nice and white with the Airfix boss on the bottom, very clear. And then what we do is we get the product. Now this one hasn't got a bag on it, but it will do, because this is the last tool that's running, and they will go in there. So let's just skip a couple of stages. So there'll be the next one, this will be the next one, and this one's in the bag now, so it's all sealed, quality signed off, and they'll go in. And as you move along, the same principle would apply. Then you get to this one, which is the cockpit. This is the clear one. This is the one that you can see through. That will then go in, and you keep going. Now when you get to here, these are the bigger components. These are the wings. The wings would go in, and this is where you use, rather than the bags to protect them, this is just a bit of recycled card. So that sits on there, and that will stop them scratching. So when I take the next one, that will sit on top and won't scratch. And then I take my next one, and so on. And you carry on, do the next one, and then you turn around and give it to packing. Packing will then take one of these lovely boxes with the artwork showing the product in a live shot. They would then pack that over the top, and then it finally would go in an outer box. So it gives it that protection, because a lot of people would like their box with the Spitfire to turn up without damage. So you put it in an outer like that, that then allows it to ship safely. And a lot of people don't realise this, but actually the outer box in shipping, if it gets damaged, isn't a problem. That it's designed to take the impact. So actually the bit that should arrive intact is the box here, which has got the product inside it. This is the one, so that should turn up without any nicks and damages. But this one here can get damaged as much as it likes, really. This is the protective piece. This is doing all the work. So that's how it gets packed. And then also, what's not shown there is the security stickers. So actually, at the bottom of the product, you'll get two half moon shapes when it goes together, one on each side, that should show that it's actually been packed and not been tampered with. So they're tamper-proof stickers. So you get a half moon on each one, and they would be right at the very bottom, so you know it hasn't been tampered with.
How many people would you have on this line running?
So typically we won't know until we run it, but we've got, as I say, the one last tool, and when that's over here, that will be down here. And there's another box here that's not there at the moment because we're setting the line up, but say that other box was there. You'd have somebody here who's making up the boxes and also packing them at the end, so they'll work across there. And then you'll probably have two people, one that will probably work up to here, and then one that will work that station there. So there'll probably be three people in the cell. And then when they're palleted, they'll either go down that side into storage or down this side into storage, and then they'll go straight on the lorry because the loading bay's there. So it's all very carefully planned together so we can get it out the door and it has a nice flow to it, especially with the machine that provides most of the product being adjacent to the assembly line, which will definitely be the case in the last one, because as they come off, we'll be using those parts live. They'll be coming straight to the line. So that's how we'll do that.
To celebrate our competition to win an incredible once-in-a-lifetime flight in a Spitfire, we chat to three gentlemen who had the privilege of flying or being involved with Britain's iconic aircraft. To find out more on how to enter our competition, look at the link below.
It was such a lovely looking machine. It had beautiful curved lines, whereas its big competitor, the Hurricane, had squarer lines, and consequently The one with the good lines, as in all parts of life, whether it's man or woman, the one with the good lines is favourite.
The Spitfire had a Rolls-Royce engine which no other engine sounded like it. The engine is distinct. You can't mistake a Spitfire.
I wasn't scared or worried about going into the Spitfire to start with. I got in, we started up, and away we went. And once I got in the air, I mean, it was so different to flying what I'd been used to, the heavy bombers like Wellingtons and Halifaxes. So it was a great feeling that you were there on your own, you could do what you like with it. So it was really an experience.
If I was to describe the personality of Spitfire, agility, responsiveness, lightness of touch. The Spitfire flies you more than you fly the Spitfire. You become part of the aircraft.
Go back to modelling because you'll always appreciate the shape of a Spitfire, or come to that any other model that you do. And seeing this, by God, that brings it back. That's wonderful.
The holiday season is right around the corner, and as always, we will be running our 25-day digital advent calendar, filled to the brim with prizes and gift ideas. Make sure you're on Airfix.com on the 1st of December to open the first door. You may remember last year on our Christmas special, Mike built a Christmas Spitfire. This year we need your help. What should we make festive this year? Let us know in the comments below, and we may even feature your comment on next month's episode. Finally, let's head over to your kits to see your builds from the last month. Sensational modelling, Mike has recreated Grumman's famous ironworks, the Hellcat, in 24 scale. Beautiful work, Mike. Yet another sensational build by Tony O'Toole, recreating the 72nd Gloucester Meteor F8. Has this new release made it onto your workbench yet? Superb build of a supersonic sensation. Built in 48 scale, the English Electric Lightning F3. Unfortunately, that's all we have time for in this month's episode, but do remember to let us know in the comments below what kit we should make festive for our next episode of Flight Deck. And as always, please like and subscribe. Nathan, over and out.